One of the symbols in Indian spirituality that a particular deity carries is the plow. Now, why would a deity carry a plow? Because it's our job to plow the unconscious mind, to turn it over, to churn up what's hidden there, and to bring light into the darkness, the muckiness of our unconscious. All the fears, all the unresolved stuff, the guilt, the shame, the anger that we have down there that we don't want to touch. This is the difficult part of the journey. So our attitude is that we don't want to go there. And of course it is. I mean, who would want to? But if you have a deeper understanding of the way you tick as a human being, then you must know that there are parts of you that you keep hidden. And those parts are the ones where all the tension comes from, where the shame is, where the fear lies. And when have you had enough of that? When do you really want to get free of it? And we run in circles, trying to be happy, always away from what's unpleasant, towards what's pleasant. But there is this dark place, and it looks to us like it's this terrible cave with something horrible in it, like some terrible monster that's going to eat us. And so what we do is we spend our lives in front of the cave because we can't get away from it because it's part of us, and always trying to not go there. Always on escape mode from ourselves, from this part of ourselves. Realizing, believing that there is something dark and terrible in there, and not realizing the oneness that we can only have when we deal with what's there. So, when you either make a decision to shed light, to bring light into that darkness, your own darkness, or when you've simply suffered enough that there's nothing else to do but to deal with it. Now, guess which way is the easier one? The first one. Make the decision consciously. You then enter that dark cave, and it's scary to do that. But you find out something very quickly, that cave is not a cave. It's a tunnel. There's light at the other end. And there are no monsters other than what your mind creates. And those monsters may be old traumas, old experiences that you say happened. But the point is, they happened, they're over. They're just living in your mind, living on as patterns of thought and emotion and images. And when you look at them straight on, they dissolve. The fear dissolves. The terror dissolves. The shame dissolves. But you have to bring the light of your consciousness into it. And then you move through this tunnel. And you notice that it's not an unfriendly place. Yes, there are these kind of ghosts that the child imagines under the bed. So what do you do with the child? You get down on your belly and you crawl under the bed with the child and you show him that there's nothing there. And you'll find the same thing. Those monsters that you knew were there were all imagined. The old pain that you carry from what happened 30 years ago, it's now in your imagination. It's not that it didn't happen. But now it happens because you haven't resolved that memory. You haven't turned the key. And the key is awareness, is to look at it straight, to bring the light of consciousness into the darkness. And you move through that tunnel and you see that light at the other end, and you realize that that tunnel is a birth canal. It's taken you from that state of being enclosed in your own fears and your shame and your guilt and your panic and your terror and your anger into the freedom that you've always yearned for and couldn't escape away from that scary place toward, because you can't get there. You have to go into that scary place and out the other side. And in that, you are held in that love. In that love that is always inside of us, the love of the mother that we carry inside of us. That absolute love. It encloses, envelops all of it. Nothing could be outside of that love. That love is synonymous with consciousness. Everything you experience in consciousness, don't you? There's nothing you can experience outside of consciousness. That love I'm talking about and that consciousness are the same thing. Two aspects of the same thing. One is the mind, one is the heart. But it's one. Now, what can you do with this? If you know what your old monsters are, you know what the places are where you don't want to go. Understand that there's precious teachings there. And that you can enter that dark place in the pursuit of those teachings with the courage and the power that is given to you as a human being. Maybe not instantly. I needed to wait many years actually to put together the skills that I now share with you until I could go into that place of my pain. But then I went in there, and it happens to be a physical place, and it got unlocked. And ever since, I haven't had one stressful thought about it. We can all do that.